This is Maginoni, and here's a couple reviews for you. We got Spider-Man 670 and Fantastic Four FF number 9. I'm going to do this one first. Overall, I really enjoyed this issue. I like the pacing that the story is going. It's moving at a relatively decent speed where, you have the people, they get bit by all the bed bugs, and then, they develop the powers, and then the next thing you know, they start mutating into gigantic spiders. And now, basically what we have is multiple prongs to this story. You have the Spider Queen on one hand, you have Peter Parker, Spider-Man, freaking out because his girlfriend Charlie turned into a spider. You have Venom, who is trying to infiltrate the Spider Queen. So, out of all of the miniseries so far, Venom story is actually really important to get an idea of what's going on. It's not needed, but at least it gives you the idea of, okay, Spider Queen sent an infected Captain America over there, and then this is what's going on. They actually explained the Captain America story in this issue too, which is nice. I'm glad that they did that. You also have Anti-Venom curing people, and people are freaking out because Anti-Venom's curing people. And the best part of the story is J. Jonah Jameson freaking out because all of his constituents are turning into spiders, and he decides to take matters into his own hands. This is actually a classic part of the story, which, you really never see, and that's Spider-Man and J. Jonah Jameson teaming up. And I really, really like this. I love this panel here, how they're fighting, and the ending is actually quite shocking, I guess you can say. I won't spoil it, but it was a rather surprise. Oh, and just so you know, I didn't forget, you also have the Reed Richards and Future Foundation and Parker's buddies all working on a cure. So you have a lot of stuff going on in here. Overall, very enjoyable. This is actually turning to be a really good event book. And I saved FF9 for last because this was amazing on so many different levels. I think I can easily say this is my favorite book that I've read this week. And keep in mind, I haven't read any of the DC books yet, but this was just too good. I loved so much about this book. The art is fantastic, and it's the little things too. You have, Diablo and the Thinker backstabbing Doom. All this whole sequence here is awesome, and you have Doom about to kill El Diablo, and Matt Tinker's like, well, wait a second, you have to do the X Factor. Remember that. The X Factor, that's, we know you're going to kill him, so why don't you save him? And Doom's like, no. Love that part. I love the interaction between the Inhumans and the Reed Richards, his dad, and Spider-Man. It's, I kind of remember Inhumans like when, way back when, and they never seem to be as standoffish. I'm sure there were, if I can remember correctly, I know there was issues that there were, but they seem to be a little bit more friendly with, the Fantastic Four at least, and they basically are treating the Fantastic Four like dirt type of thing. They give them a little bit of respect because of their past connection, but they're like, you are an insignificant bug. You should just step out of our way. Because they're like, look, this is, like Medusa's like, this is my sisters, I guess you can say, because these are, Black Bolt's new wives. And Spider-Man makes this awesome comment about, he goes, Reed Richards goes, is Black Bolt well? And then he's like, probably not. Who in their right mind marries 5 wives? And then just the look of death that everybody gives Spider-Man is just amazing. And so he goes to play with the dog. And then from there, they're like, look, you did not handle this problem well. So you better step aside, and we're taking over. And, you know, Richard is like, but no, you don't understand. You know, there's things you're missing. And they're like, look, you don't understand. This is not like a request. We're telling you, you better move. And then the Inhumans just, they take over. And they just, this is what the Fantastic Four should have been like, should have been doing. And they're just taking care of business. Even Triton takes out a Richards, a Reed, and then it's just like, just the attitude of all the Inhumans is just like, they've got like a plus 30 on attitude. And if you notice, there's one of the Richards actually has the Infinity Gauntlet, and then he basically subdues Doom and takes him. So that's going to be an upcoming storyline. But this was awesome. And the thing is, the story's not over, because you still have the other Fantastic Four team, or FF team, and basically the Spider-Man and the two Richards go through this portal, and it's supposed to be the portal that takes them to where their heart's desire leads them, type thing. And, you know, Spider-Man makes a comment about, so if it takes you anywhere that my heart tells me to go, does that mean I can go back into time and change something that I did wrong? You know, correct an error? And they're like, well, there's only one way to find out. And they go through the portal. So I'm curious to see where that's going to lead. Because I can think of two things where Spider-Man's going to go. And, you know, one is Uncle Ben, and the other is Gwen. But I think he's going to go straight for Uncle Ben. But overall, this was a fantastic story. Best. If you're not reading FF, buy the trade, because you're already, there's already so many issues in, so you might as well just buy the trade, because the trade will be coming out soon. Overall, these two books are pretty good. Totally enjoy it. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. Rate the video if you like Fantastic Four or Spider-Man. If you have any, and I'll have more reviews up later. So until next time.